still. Ooh, so back into Humphrey. Hello, I thought I would do something a little bit different, and as I'm thinking about doing it, my head's spinning around a little bit. Um, I thought I'd just get straight into it. Unfortunately, I sometimes feel like I'm suffering from panic attacks or deja vu or something like that. Now, the the weird thing is that it feels like these scenarios are coming into my head that remind me of things of many years ago, but yet I can't quite work out where they came from or what they were. It's all quite amorphous. So I'm there kind of thinking, oh yes, this reminds me of um, something. I'm not quite sure what, but the mind or the memory is being kicked off, but not fully 100%. So I'm standing there, sitting there, or whatever. But like most people would do in that same situation, be like, well, just keep ploughing on, because if I don't, I probably wouldn't look pretty in that shopping centre or bus or whatever. I'm sure I'm not the only one that happens to. You've got to just sit there and kind of be all, just think of something else. Think of flowers, or think of a song, or whatever whatever suits you the best. But the other problem is that I also get into the head. You're always being reminded life is short, etc., 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 and that's just something so many of us I know wouldn't be able to cope with, or not wouldn't be, can't cope with. And there are some times where it just cripples me, absolutely cripples me there, where and in the past, I've actually recorded some of the Reader's Digest things just to try and break out of that feeling. Because I'm thinking, well, let's just use humour to try and get out of this, or get out of these feelings, or whatever. And humour's always a good way of me sort of dealing with things, or whatever. It can be quite cathartic, actually, because knowing the way my mind works, I'm able to sort of forget about all of that sort of stuff and concentrate on doing this sort of stuff, with this one major exception, with what I'm doing now. Excuse me. So that's the thing. I think, gee, and it just envelops the head so much, so often. And I'll be there talking to people, kind of like what I'm doing with you, and even now is sort of just little nuts and bolts, nutty and bolty. Ooh, sounds like a duet for a Saturday morning cartoon, doesn't it? So the little nuts and bolts, they're kind of whirring around, going, and it's just a bunch of words sometimes, and it's kind of like, well, okay, there's a whole bunch of words. There might be a sentence in there. Okay, it's formed a sentence. I don't particularly like this. Let's just keep going. But it's always there, and never particularly comfortable. Well, you've got to be a bit kind of crazy to, well, not crazy. That's the wrong word. You got to sort of, yeah, I suppose, to feel comfortable with it, you got to get used to it, and I'm never comfortable with it. And so the other thing that I actually do to sort of help when it really takes hold at night, I can't sleep when it's quiet anymore. I've got to have sort of ASMR, asthma, oh dear, oh dear, of rain, like gentle rain just pouring in the background. I initially tried thunder and rain, but the thunder kept waking me up. Just start getting to sleep. Okay, that's not a good idea. Let's try it without the thunder. Ah, that's much better. And no, it doesn't give me that sensation of needing to go to the toilet or anything like that after hearing it for an extended period of time. It's kind of these, oh dear, bounce, 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 bounce. Actually, that's not a good idea when you're going to the toilet either, is it? Bounce, bounce, bounce. So that, I just thought, for whatever reason, I thought I'd just share. Yeah, it's probably oversharing, but I'm probably saying something that a lot of people think, but don't verbalise. Um, and I'm doing that. Why, I don't know. Maybe it's with a view of helping somebody to sort of think, oh, so it's not just me. And that's the thing that always helps as well, where here I am sort of thinking, you can probably kind of tell that with these things, I'm not exactly straight. And so that also goes through the head. And the along those lines of like, oh, I'm not the only one. Oh, this is good. I don't mind that. You don't feel quite so alone then. But that's or, the teddy bears are a bit of a security blanket too. Excuse me. So yeah, sometimes I get that awful feeling like, okay, well, how long have I got? What's going to go on? What's going to happen? How long will I be able to work? How long will I be able to do things like this? What's going to happen? Am I going to lose my ability to sort of be humorous or make people laugh or whatever? What's going to happen there? Um, because the idea of losing something that's so intrinsic to the way I go about things is horrible. So I always like to think positive about that. As much as that is hard to do, because on the one hand you're thinking about the future as to like, well, there we go, like time warp. When the blackness will hit me and the void will be calling. Boy. Yeah, good. Uh, no, so that quite often occupies the mind, and I'm there going, I seem to be doing all right doing this. I was half expecting to be halfway through this, and there'd be this jump cut of me going, ah! That's not to say that that probably won't happen when I'm finished this. But anyway, I just thought I would do that, and that's just me having a bit of a rant. I'm good at those, aren't I? All right, I'll get going before I just go around in circles and my head just struggles more and more to process what I'm saying. Anyway, please take care of yourself. But that's the most important thing. Please take care of yourself. That's practicing what I'm preaching there. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to take care of myself by probably oversharing. Um, because, well, yes, please take care of yourself, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. You might not want to watch after this. Well, you probably haven't watched this anyway, in which case, why have I said that? Alright, please take care of yourself, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Alrighty. Ciao. Didn't break out in tears or anything. I'm surprised by it. Oh well. Turn this off before I do.